Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today, some more Disney100 news, as well as an Easter Foodie guide across the Disney parks.
Yes, we're just back from my 106th Walt Disney World vacation since it opened. And here we are. What we noticed was, of course, the transition from 50 to 100 at Walt Disney World. But kicking it off, there's a pretty cool thing happening at Disneyland. Or is it, because I want to try to read between the lines, that I think was a missed opportunity for Walt Disney World. It struck me when I read this story. And of course, I'm talking about what?
Disneyland has launched a new Disney100 guided tour at Disneyland Resort, and this guided tour will give you the opportunity to meet a Disney animator at Animation Academy and explore the California Adventure and Disneyland Park as like a living story for the past 100 years.
And this got me thinking, I think we discussed this before Disney's 50th anniversary even started. Remember when we were talking about on the show, what are some things we'd like to see? And one of them was a special ticketed event party. They didn't do any of that stuff.
I'm telling you, someone came up with this last November, right at the end, and they were like, oh, it's too late, but 100, let's use it then.
Because I wish they did a Disney 50 tour. And, you know, I don't know if they'd ever do this, but could you imagine how cool it would be if they did a guided tour for Walt Disney World 50 and took you back to Discovery Island, which has sort of been off limits. Make it expensive, but unique. Some of the cool, almost lost things from Walt Disney World in the past 50 years. That kind of stuff
Maybe
will really
for
appeal.
Disney World 100.
Yeah, will really appeal to Disney people. So when I saw this, I thought, hey, this is cool. But now let's dig into the details. And maybe things are happening that aren't stated here. But when I read this, see if it strikes you and you in listening land as sort of, what is so, like, I don't feel like there's enough special in this.
Well, I want to know what it costs.
Yeah, but let's talk about what it includes. So here's what Disney said. Here's what the Celebrating Disney100 tour includes. So first thing it says is a guided walk through Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure Park with a Disneyland tour guide. Okay, well, there's a lot of tours like that already, and I don't get anything sort of 100 special. I guess what I'm looking for is
make it unique.
Yeah, unique things that actually tie back to the. Sure, the park is not 100 years old, but it's pretty old, right? 1955.
Yeah, it's have its 70th coming up in a couple of years. That's a decent age.
Yeah, so
older than a lot of its guests.
Right. So that's their first bullet point, a guided tour. Well, that's not really a bullet point because that's what it is. So, and then the next one just is like the same thing, but with a little bit more detail. It says tours of Buena Vista Street, the Animation Academy, the Main Street Opera House, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, and Sleeping Beauty Castle. So it feels random, but maybe.
Yeah. Are those things that were there originally when it opened, which again, still not Disney 100, but maybe I can see that they're tying it back to some of the more historic things in Disneyland?
Could be on the latter half, but certainly Buena Vista Street wasn't there because California Adventure was the parking lot when I first went there.
You'd be like, and what once was the parking lot?
Yeah, you know, that kind of stuff, like put some history on it. We don't know if they're going to do that, but I don't see any. So if they're trying to lure me in to go on this tour, I'm not getting a Disney 100 feel for it. It just feels like there's actually better tours, sort of behind the scenes stuff that already exist. And then, you know, now we're talking about a unique drawing experience at Animation Academy. Okay, well, that's okay, but that should be the bare minimum. And then now we're really scraping the barrel because already by point 4, what is it?
For a complimentary digital download of your snapshot in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle. But it is adorned with dazzling Disney 100 decorations.
Yeah. And then you get a Disney 100 treat, so probably a cupcake or something.
Yeah, Disney 100 pin, and last but not least, special viewing for the Magic Happens parade on the day of the tour.
Yeah, so you do get reserved seating. So there's some. I mean, I don't want to always sound critical, but it's okay. I don't think I would do it because a lot of these things are just...
They didn't give me enough detail.
Yeah, there's not enough details. That's the thing. So I guess what we're going to have to do is wait and see till someone goes on it and go, yeah, it was really cool. They went into some history. We got to see some behind the scenes stuff.
Well, how long is it also?
I don't know. It doesn't.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I love the idea, and maybe it's going to be cool. If it is, they sort of undersold it, right? They didn't give you enough here to make you get excited about it, at least not me.
I feel like if it's more than $200 a person with what I'm getting right now, no thank you. They need to do more. But I don't know. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how much they're trying to get for it. I don't know how in-depth they're going. And
there are some details. I'll try to dig them out and put them in the show notes.
And maybe it depends on the guide.
Well, it always depends on the guide.
But maybe it's a really different experience, or maybe it's very one-size-fits-all. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I guess what I'm saying is, other than the pin and the treat, everything on here, it sounds like a generic tour, which is fun. Like, I love reserved seating on tours and things like that, but I don't get any Disney 100 special feel about it.
But don't forget about the dazzling Disney 100 decorations on your photo.
Yeah, which you're going to take yourself.
But don't forget about the decorations.
Anyway, so we'll do a little bit more digging. Check the show notes for more information, and just hopeful that they're under promising and over delivering. That's what I'm hoping.
Which is possible.
Which is possible and hopeful. And I do wish they did something for 50 at Disney World. So I have to say, I'm at least happy that
maybe
they're doing
that's just what we're trying to undersell it, because we didn't get anything for Disney 50th.
We didn't get anything for Disney 50th. So anyway, that is it. Now, of course, Easter's here, coming up. We just came back. We actually got to sample some of the things they're talking about here, but we are going to go through the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Easter Foodie Guides with our top picks from what's new. And Walt Disney World's really pulling out the stops again. Disneyland, It's like they phoned it in, but we'll get to that in a minute.
They're too focused on 100 to deal with Easter right now.
100 to deal with Easter. All right, so let's start at Walt Disney World. My first pick, did you agree with this one?
I did. They have got some great stuff going on here all across the world, starting at All-Star Movies.
Yeah, at all three of them, really. All-Star Sports, Movies, and Music. In the food court, because that's where you go, they have
Thumper Carrot Cake.
Yeah, this is a carrot cake with cream cheese icing, and it's really, really cool looking. I love carrot cake. Simple, but, definitely Easter themed, and that is definitely, it's new this year, so check it out. I'm sure the kids will love it too.
It's kind of, carrot cakes are kind of a theme throughout this thing. As you know, for me personally, I also picked the Mara at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is a carrot cheesecake tart with carrot cake and pineapple and vanilla cheesecake, which also sounded delicious. There's a lot of carrot cake and cheesecakes going on, but if you're me and you love it, it's great for you.
And the Beaches and Cream one, now we're jumping to Disney's Beach Club Resort for something else that is new that you must have picked because I did not, and it's following up on this theme. This one to me, before you say what it is, there's a lot of this stuff happening that's just way too over the top for me, right? So maybe if you share this or something.
I was going to say, this might be a meal to split with your family, and I did indeed flag this, but I could definitely see, maybe just not when you're walking around the park at Anti-Gravity's.
I would not walk around with this. But anyway, this is at Beaches and Cream, so you're going to be around the pool area.
Exactly.
And what is it?
Chill by the pool with your carrot cake milkshake, which is just a simple vanilla milkshake with toasted marshmallow, pineapple, and shortcake topped with a specialty carrot cake, which I'm sure you could remove and just sip slowly. It looks delicious and refreshing.
They did this with the donut recently too, right? So it's a milkshake in sort of a mason jar type thing, and it's got a whole piece of carrot cake like on the top with the straw. So they're just really going...
Do I get to keep the mason jar?
Really go, yeah.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah, you get a little souvenir. All right, across the way, personally am going to skip that milkshake, and I'm going to head to the boardwalk at the New Delhi. There is an Italian Easter sweetbread. So this is really cool because it's sort of that Easter-looking braided bread that you like, a round shape, but it's got citrus-scented dough, almond cream, and it's filled with a chocolate egg. Not inside the bread. It's sort of in the middle. Almost looks like a bird's nest.
Yeah.
So I really definitely want to try this one out at the Boardwalk Deli.
I'll probably be a bit full from my milkshake, but I'll definitely give it a bite. It sounds pretty good. And in keeping more with my carrot cake theme, there is which is a returning favorite, they have labeled it as Trilla's. It is at the Grand Floridian Cottage. I tried it when I was just there. The cream cheese carrot coffee cake is so good. It is just a coffee cake with a slight flavor of carrot cake filled with cream cheese, and it's topped with fondant and just nice sugar. I had it for breakfast. It wasn't too sweet, but it was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, it's orange sugar, and it comes in a mini sort of cake pan. They serve it, and this is now the second year for this cottage, so they've had, of course, the gingerbread house for years at Christmas, and last year they now added in the same spot a little cottage for Easter where they sell these treats. And they did just try that one when we were there last week.
We tried a couple other things, and they were all good, but standout.
That one was there also last year, but this one is new, the vanilla bean cupcake sampler. So if you like cupcakes, try the 4 vanilla bean cupcakes decorated with Easter. Nothing super special, but really good bite-sized snacks. And if you have kids in tow, they will love these as well.
Yes.
So that is definitely something. There's lots of stuff at the cottage. Definitely check it out. You could go back there every day and get something different. There's, I don't know, maybe 10 items, something like that.
Yeah, and something for everyone.
Now, a really cool one over at Disney's Riviera Resort in Le Petit Café is one they call the Golden Egg. And I love this just for aesthetics. So this is Instagram.
Yeah, something out of a fairy tale.
Heavily Instagram worthy. Take it outside, put it in a nice spot, and get your photos. It is a raspberry mousse, milk chocolate mousse, and pistachio financier, but it looks like an egg on top of a sort of golden medallion type of base. Very cool looking. Some of these don't taste the greatest, but this one haven't tried it obviously yet. It doesn't start till April 1st, which is, depending on when you're listening to the show, a few days after our recording date. So we couldn't try that one, but definitely check it out. And then over at Wilderness Lodge at Geyser Point, I have the spring margarita flight because I always have to pick a drink. So this is new this year. It's Terramana Blanco Tequila, and there's 4 springtime margarita flavors. There's key lime, elderflower, lavender, and grapefruit. All of them sound good. Nice little flight if you're just sitting by the pool in the afternoon over at Geyser Point at Disney's Wilderness Lodge.
And at Disney's Yacht Club Resort, really going into the aesthetics.
This is at Market Ale and Compass. This one I love too.
Yes,
looks great.
This one you highlighted. They look very nice, very Humpty Dumpty-esque, but a little bit of Disney magic with the Donald and Daisy decorating. This is
Easter chocolate Donald Duck egg and an Easter chocolate Daisy egg. So these are actually 2 little eggs dressed up as Donald and Daisy, and Amelia immediately said, looks like Humpty Dumpty.
But in a cute way.
Yeah, they are very nice. Also, just like the egg over at the Riviera, these 2 are also highly photo worthy, and it's always fun to take them out of their element, and, you know, if you can, take them outside or somewhere looking really cool. Over at Yacht Club, there's a lot of cool places in the lobby where you could set this up.
Gives you something to do while I'm sipping on that milkshire from Beaches
you're
and
going to
Cream.
be with that milkshake for quite a while.
And that is fine with me.
Yeah. That's all we had from Walt Disney World. And, there's a lot of stuff here. So check out the full guide. We only highlight what's new. Disneyland literally, I don't know what's going on there. If they're light on pastry chefs, they have only one thing that is new this year, and it's not even a dessert.
You know what? It sounds good.
But you highlighted it.
It sounds.
I don't like fish, so I wouldn't eat this.
I would eat this. So this is fish and chips, which is at Smoke Jumper's Grill
in
California Adventure, my favorite park of the 2.
So this is very close to the entrance to the Grand Californian.
Yes, this is available through April 9th, and it's available on mobile order because of course it is. And this is a beer battered local rockfish and crinkle cut fries served with remoulade, slaw, and lime. And there is also a kids version available, which is probably what I would get because I want extra fries.
And their crinkle cut fries at Smoke Jumpers are very good. So
yeah,
why don't you have the fish? I'll have the fries, and we're good to go.
No, but it's a nice thought. It's a very nice thought. So I would definitely give this a try. It sounds pretty good. And of course, Disneyland does have some other returning favorites if you want to look at those in our show notes.
So there you go. If you are heading there, we caught the beginning of Easter unofficially. There are Easter eggs out now. They're not as good as some of the eggs in the past, but they are very good in the lobby.
They're very nicely decorated.
And we actually saw one being created by the artist. They had him working in the lobby. So that was actually pretty cool. Yeah, they're pretty good. There's some good ones. And there's some okay ones at the Contemporary as well. So we definitely checked out those. We'll post some photos, etc. There you have it. We hope you enjoyed the show this week. That is the news. You are all caught up. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. We'll see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.